Welcome fellow YouTube fans, my name is Rick, you know me as Big Gunner 81 from watching all my videos I'm sure. So anyway guys, thanks for stopping by the channel, I appreciate your support and I hope you're all doing well. So before I begin the video, I want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to our guys over at MGS Firearms. See the logo up on my cabinet there, blue and white. If you've been following our YouTube channel for a while, and now you may notice we have a live show that I do every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find the link to the live stream on our Facebook page and also here on our YouTube channel as well. They've been big supporters of the live show. In fact, on one of the first episodes, we were talking about my ATI Omni Palmer AR15 receiver that I have. Actually, it's a whole rifle, but anyway, you guys also can check out those past videos in my they're all posted on my channel, so you can see them all if you want to watch them. Go ahead. Anyhow, when they heard about the ATI Omni, he said, "Hey, if you come up here and visit us, we'll give you a metal AR receiver to replace that ATI Omni." I'm like, "Okay, I don't know if I'll replace it unless it breaks, but I'll take the lower, definitely, you know." So yeah, so I went up there and visited them, as you may know from watching some of my videos recently, and checked out their store. I got some cool videos actually firing one where I'm actually firing a actual AR-15 with simunition inside the store, which is kind of cool. They let me do that. Very awesome guys. So yeah, I went up there to visit them, and they hooked me up with this Spikes Tactical Spartan lower here, which I also want to give a big thank you to our live show sponsor, B.A.T. Arms. They actually handled the transfer for me and all that, so I appreciate that, as well as hooked me up with an AR-15 Oops kit because, long story short, I lost the detent spring and the detent for the buffer tube. Usually I'm pretty careful with those things. I launched it across the room, couldn't find it. It happens. So they hooked me up with a kit to help replace that and take care of me. So guys, I appreciate it from everyone. Again, I appreciate all you guys out there watching the channel. Without you guys watching, I wouldn't have anybody to watch my videos, and then I'd have no point in making them. So I appreciate you guys actually paying attention in my videos and commenting and hitting that like button and subscribe button, of course. So that's awesome. I do appreciate that very much. So what we're going to do with this lower is I'm going to do a color fill on it. I was going to kind of show you guys how that goes. There's many different ways of doing it, so everyone's got their own opinions on it. So I'd like to hear your ideas and thoughts, of course. Let us all know in the comments below, because again, I didn't only start this channel just to help encourage people that might be large like me to get into action shooting sports and things like that, and to show that there's options for gear that are available and whatnot, but it's also a great learning tool. I learn from you guys from things that I post that maybe not necessarily are wrong or right. It's just everybody's got different thoughts and ideas on how to do things, and the information is great. You know, ultimately you got to figure out what's going to work best for you in any of these things. So that's kind of how it goes, but it's a great learning tool, and I enjoy helping share these ideas that I have with other people and getting their feedback on them as well. So that's the cool part about it. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and check out how to do some color fill work on this, at least how I do it. So for this lower, I'm going to actually paint the helmet, the outline of the helmet, with silver. And what I'm using for paint, and again, everybody's got their own ideas and options. Using Tester's model paint. Let's see if you guys can see that right there, little bottle. They're not real expensive. There's all types of paint pens and all types of things. I've heard people even using crayons, but I don't think the crayon would hold up real well, especially when you're doing your cleaning and stuff on it. Just my thought. So I'm going to use the Testers. Now, I've only done this once or twice before, so I'm not an expert at it by any means. Part of why I wanted to cover up around it with some masking tape, because I'll probably end up spilling on it or something, you know, whatever. You could probably get it off with a little bit of Hoppy's 9 or whatever, some type of solvent. Now, I have brushes for this, and I also have toothpicks, which I might even try that as well. So we'll see. Just kind of a thought, because the toothpick might get into the crevice a little more, maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really tried it a whole lot. So here we go. I've got a super fine brush here. Kind of move this back into frame so you guys can see it. Hopefully that I don't spill on everything, but if I do, at least we can kind of wipe it up. Okay, so I'm doing that very sloppily right now. So I think I'm just going to end up filling this and then wiping it off before it really dries. think we're going to go that route on this one since I already kind of screwed it up. And we'll just kind of see from there how it works out. I have paint thinner too that I could use to help get this off if I need to, and it probably won't mess up the finish on the receiver. You notice I say probably because there's no guarantees with any of this stuff. Try it at your own risk. You know, that's the way I look at it. One thing I didn't mention, which is a good idea to do before you do this, and I didn't think about it for some reason, I kind of skipped it, is to prep your work surface. I probably should have said that you need to wipe this off with some alcohol first, because that would be a good idea. So go ahead and wipe this and see if I can get the paint to come off. So I took a little bit of the paint thinner from Testors as well, which I recommend you get when you do this, and just kind of wiped across it. Alright, so I got my color fill done. Basically did the same thing I did over here with the swords for the safety selector and the little shield. Just did them different colors, as you can see. So yeah, I just filled them in with the paintbrush, and then went ahead and took some of the Testors paint thinner here, this little bottle, put a piece of paper towel, and just kind of gently wiped across the surface after I let the paint dry for a little bit, and that's kind of how that all went. Came out pretty good. I also did the other side here on the safety selector, you know, engravings. One thing I didn't do is the little, I don't know if they're flames, I think they're flames, around this sword where the third selector position would be if it had full auto, for example. I suppose in some states, if you have a drop-in auto sear, you could actually utilize that. So it's kind of cool. It has the marking anyway. In fact, TACCOM makes a trigger, the 3MR or something like that, I think it's called, that goes the third position. But anyway, needless to say, I'll get that later once I get some paint for it and fill the little flames in with either orange or red or whatever. I'm sorry, orange or yellow or whatever it is when I get to that. But overall, pretty happy with it. Again, thank you to MGS Firearms for supplying this lower to us today. And also, again, thank you to B.A.T. Arms for handling the transfer for us as well. That was very cool, both of them. And thank you again to B.A.T. Arms also for setting us up with the Oops kit to replace the detent for the buffer that I kind of lost out of my kit. So yeah, till next time, guys, go out and have some fun doing some color fill, and then go out and have some fun shooting.
Come on down to MDS Firearms where you can get your guns.